Hey you, it's Jess here and welcome to my channel. Today we're doing my first plan with me in my 2026 memory sticker planner, and we are using OkPlans inserts for the first time, and it was really interesting to learn how to put the base down for the first time in this new set of inserts. Before we get into that, I will say that I'm using the Scribble Prints Co kit New Year's Dream. For the New Year week, we are doing the week of December 29th through the 4th of January. And I am using a Scribble Prints Co foil bundle that is Lavender Hollow and Hollow mix, and it's the shimmer bundle. So pretty and perfect for this spread, I think, in the end. I love the way the base came out. So obviously this is my first time trying these inserts, and I love the paper. It's really thick, it's really creamy white. The Carrez press inserts, while I loved using them, were very thin and very blue cast, so the paper quality itself is beautiful. You will notice that where the boxes sit is very different. So there's a lot less room on the bottom for the bottom washi and a lot more space on the top where the deco goes. Luckily I do deco at the top, so it kind of works out. I just have to have the, when I first put down the washi I wasn't thinking about it, and usually I would have a break between the boxes and then a gap between the two deco washi pieces. But with this new space I have to put the washi pieces together and against the bottom boxes to have room. So that's where we're going to go with it forwards, and then obviously across the top I have way more space for deco. So I actually don't need to cut off as much deco or squeeze it in as before, and I definitely need to use most of the deco now to really make use of the space, especially because the newer Scribble Prints Co kits have smaller date covers. So that was just an adjustment that I had to make. And I will say a tip with putting deco across the top is that I will go with the biggest deco that I can in between the date covers. So like when Monday finishes and the number for Tuesday starts, that's where I'll stick my first deco piece. And I do that across the top, and then I put smaller pieces or other pieces through the middle, and that way I kind of assure that I've got deco spaced all the way across, and it's much easier to keep track of it that way rather than possibly using it all up on one side of the paper and then not having enough for the other side. So that's my method for doing that. My sidebar stayed pretty much exactly the same. Well, it did stay the same, and I actually found that even though the Carrez press inserts had like a note, line notes through the sidebar, I actually found that the boxes that come in the OkPlans ones were a bit easier to line up my boxes to keep it straight. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how the base came out, and it definitely got a lot easier to work with once I figured out how everything works in it for this first week. But let's get started into planning day by day. Well, first of all, I want to say I'm sorry for this nail. I put these nails on yesterday and one has already popped off while I was making dinner, so and don't worry, I was able to, it didn't go anywhere. I have the nail and threw it out, but like because I was making dinner, but yeah, so I'm very annoyed. I don't have time to fix it, and I also don't want to, go through another set of nails just to fix it, so I apologize. You're gonna have to put up with one less nail through this plan with me. Nothing can ever be perfect most of the time, it feels like. So let's just get, so I'm sorry if that annoys you during the plan with me, but it's what I've got to live with right now. So in the sidebar, I just put in, I didn't read a book until Saturday, Sunday. Well, I did read during the week, but it was later in the week, and I had just written that I had a weird week. I don't know, it was New Year's, and so it was a very weird week, as it always is. So let's get straight into our first sticker of planning of the planner, which is very exciting. Oh yeah, definitely stick around for the end, and I will show you I did decorate all of my dashboards in the new inserts for the whole year, and I used a Scribble Prints Co, a junk journal kit, and a reading journal kit of the same art for the whole year. So from just those two pieces, like the two kits. So I'll show you that at the end if you're interested. I really love the way it came out. Yeah, so I want to show you that at the end, how my planner is looking. It's not finished, but I'll show you what I got. Alright, so why am I doing this? I am putting in thicker boxes. So of course, first sticker, we've got Coffee Monday, because I just like to put in Coffee Monday, and I think it's fun to have. Now I'm going to switch these two up, even though we went to one before the other, because one took a longer time to go to than the first one here. So first thing on Monday is we actually went out and had lunch at the Chinese buffet down the road from us called Huadu. Really, really good, fresh, delicious Chinese buffet. Really, really love it. And then we went to this store called Normal. Like literally it's called Normal. But it's like a, I don't know, they sell mostly like beauty, hair, skincare. They sell house cleaning products. They sell overseas candy. I don't know, it's an odd little shop, but yeah. So I got some things there, like I got a vitamin C product for my skincare and some new shampoo and stuff like that. So that store here is called Normal. I'm sure it's probably in other European countries, but we also stopped there after lunch. But I just preferred the spacing here. I didn't really want to put two fancy labels together, so I just spread those out. And then after we went to Normal, we went to the K City Market, which is like the big version of it's kind of like an American Target. It's a grocery store. It doesn't really have like it doesn't have like homewares and stuff, but it has like, I don't know, various other things. It's just a really big grocery store, City Market. And then it was snowing on our way back. As I said in previous Plan With Me's, it didn't really snow in December or anything like, so this was kind of our first lot of snows, the very end of December going into January. And then after we came back from all that shopping, you have a look. So it was snowing, and then I confused myself there for a second. This is City Market, so goes, and then it was snowing, some little things. And then when we got home, sorry, Heidi is making a lot of noise right now. When we got home, I did some work. I was trying to work on Patreon at the time, but Patreon kind of fizzled out. But anyway, and then we did some meal prep in that afternoon just to, yeah, so we started a little bit of meal prep on Monday, and then we did a proper one on Friday. And ever since this week, we have been doing meal prep every week for our lunches, and it's been really great. We've been loving that change because we got really sick of buying lunches and other things, so we just worked out. We make 2 recipes for a week, and we have we use glass 365 containers from IKEA, and we're able to make 2 dishes with 6 servings each, and we put half of them in the freezer so they last a bit longer, through the week, and that serves both of us for the whole week, which is pretty great. We've just been changing different recipes as well, trying new and different things. Alright, I've had to let Heidi out, so hopefully it won't be too loud outside. I'm sure it will be, because no one wants me filming these days. But anyway, so that was Monday. Then on Tuesday, I was playing Animal Crossing before I did some work. And then we did some work. I think I can use the bigger box here. to mark work. Whoop. Don't need the side sticker. We work, and then I did some filming as well for the rare videos that I had going in the start of the year. You know, it was a lot of work to get planners done, and then it just became hard to film, you know, just overall. So let's fill these in. Ah, I see what I did there. I did this completely wrong. This was going to be, I switched it. I switched the stickers, but I hadn't noted it on my actual written plans. So let me try and, we should be fine without one less little thing. But yeah, this was supposed to actually be for doing my finances. So I just had to go over all of those, and I collected a look at all of my finances and my final incomes from 2022 through to 2020, the end of 2025, because Monday was my last payday for 2025, and that was like nice and depressing. The way it's gone, no, due to the rise of AI, well, not AI, LLM generative slop. It's not actually artificial intelligence, it's just copy-pasty, collage-y slop. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, I switched these stickers around because I decided to use a bigger one for filming. So we got filming, and then a TV show that we started watching, and we watched all of season 1 and most of season 2 of the Twilight Zone, which we did enjoy. This is the original Twilight Zone from the 50s with Rod Serling. And yeah, obviously it's been a long time, and we live in the reality we live now, but it was interesting to see the OG Twilight Zone and what they had, the messages they were making and how they were doing it. I feel like actually, in terms of direction and how it was filmed and everything, I was like the most impressed by the first episode. It was just directed and filmed so interestingly and well that I really enjoyed that. But yeah, enjoyed the Twilight Zone overall, but we got a bit tired of it after a while. And then I was watching some streams by Rochella, and I cleaned the kitchen. I can hear people talking outside, so I apologize for that if you hear it. Then on Wednesday, I did some filming of my journal, obviously having to set up January and the beginning of the art journal January that I did, and you can go back and have a watch of my art journal January pages video on my channel not too far ago. It was really fun to do all of that journaling for the month. Well, I did get obviously behind in some parts and finished it in like Feb, so, but that's always okay. I'm just happy I finished it, you know. Oh, a Heidi hair. Alright, so did some of that filming and journaling, and then Locke and I specifically, yeah, this is New Year's Eve. Locke and I specifically cleaned the fridge out and cleaned her all up. I know we were on a cleaning binge at this point for the new year, I guess. So we cleaned the fridge, and then yeah, for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, most of this week I did work because I was, I don't know, doing stuff. I've already had Patreon, but I think I started just working on custom for Andrea during the new year. Alright, now we have 3 little things. So we had hot dogs, probably for dinner. Hot dogs. And then watching Twilight Zone. And then we also watched the new episode of Fallout. And then I just put in here, so we went to bed around 11:30, whatever, near midnight, and then I just had my Switch on me, and we watched the Animal Crossing countdown for New Year's. And then there was just like a bunch of fireworks and everything going off in our neighborhood. It didn't go for too long. I feel like everyone kind of stopped around 1 a.m., which is not too bad. But I think it was around here. I had started waking up early, and then New Year's Eve kind of screwed all that up. And then you'll see in a later Plan With Me that I go back into an early morning routine, which is kind of screwed up again now because of daylight savings, of course. But we were up late watching the Animal Crossing countdown on my island. I feel like it was very prescient shows to watch on New Year's Eve, Twilight Zone and Fallout. Such as 2026, but how little we knew. 2025 wasn't great either, you know, it hasn't been great for a long time, let's be honest. But that is the first half of the week. I think it came out super cute. I do love when they finally come together and fill up with all the colors of the stickers. So now we got Thursday, which is the January 1st of the year. And the first thing I'm marking is that I worked. As I said, I worked most of this week. I didn't really take time off during this time, but I don't know. I guess I didn't feel like it, and I had work to do, so that's what I did. Did work, and I played some Animal Crossing. The 1st of January is Bob's birthday, and Bob is, I guess, my all-time favorite Animal Crossing villager in the end. I mean, he's a purple cat called Bob, and he's super chill and silly, so he's really my favorite overall villager. It was Bob's birthday, and he isn't on my island, so I did celebrate his birthday with him, and then I did some journaling. And I'm very glad that the Scribble Prints Co little stickers that she sold has a Bob in them, so of course, and he matches the spread really because he's purple and pink, so yay Bob. Alright, I'm gonna put this down the bottom for my book, and then I did have a little thing. We just watched the Twilight Zone again, so I want to put a box in here. We this day it was cold enough, so we defrosted our freezer. I think we use a slightly bigger box to fill in this space, but yeah, I think one of the upsides of living up north in Finland, where it actually snows and gets cold, is that it's so much easier to defrost the freezer, because we just put all our frozen stuff into bags and put them on the balcony. And it's like below 0 outside Celsius. So they're all good to be outside while we defrost the freezer. It's literally never like that in Australia. So it was a pain in the butt to defrost the freezer in Australia. So loved that. We just it was finally cold enough. It's been snowing. So we put our stuff on the balcony and defrosted the ice. Then we watched some more Twilight Zone, and I started reading my first book of the year, which was The Woman Who Rode Like a Man. The Woman Who Rides Like a Man by Tamara Pierce, which is part of the Song of the Lioness Quartet, which is my favorite books, some of my favorite books growing up, and I bought the Illumicrate new editions of them last year. So this is the third book in the quadrilogy, so I was very excited to get through this one. This one is a lot more definitely a lot more problematic than the others. It's very much aged. It was written in the 80s. So, and she has like a third guy that she's into. So she has 3 men overall in the series that she kind of hooks up with. And this one I really don't like. The guy that she's into in this book, he calls her Kitten and as a pet name, and it weirds me out. But yeah, so I was reading that just this first couple of days. That was hard to put in. It's a long book title. I'm just using some book stickers by Papershire here. Andrea actually gifted these to me, these sheets that I think she got as a freebie for a big order once. And they're all purple and very pretty, so I decided to put them in here. And then this stick is a Happy Blue Tree, I think they're called. And then this one is PaperKay. And then the rest are basically Scribble Prints Co. So then on Friday in the morning, put some laundry on. The laundry. How do I want to do this? I think, trying to consider my boxes here. So put some laundry on in the morning. And then, I think I could fit this in here. Maybe if I shift these a bit. Laundry. Then I played some Animal Crossing. Because as I've said previously, unless you haven't watched them and you're new here, I find that playing a very chill, cozy game in the morning gets my brain going and ready for work. Because otherwise I watch YouTube videos in the morning and I kind of just zonk out and I could just endlessly watch YouTube videos all day long if I don't do something. Whereas playing a game, I'm actively using my brain. And like Animal Crossing or farming games, or now it's Pokopia. I'm doing my little errands and I'm kind of limited for the day, and then I'm like, okay, I'm ready to work, and my brain's been, working on puzzles and stuff. So yeah, I find that really nice in the morning. Then I'm going to say is we had an IKEA delivery this day because we had tried the meal prep before and we're like, okay, we want the idea of doing this, but we need proper containers for our meal preps. So we ordered those 365 plus 1 liter glass containers with plastic lids. And they're great. The glass containers, they can go in the oven, they can go in the freezer, the microwave, and of course it's glass. So I feel like it's a lot better to have overall. And we ended up having 12 of them because we're doing 6 meals and it's one and for 2 people. So, and they're not a bad price either for doing that. So we did get the IKEA delivery order in this day, so we could do our proper meal preps. And we did get IKEA delivered because 1, we don't have a car, and also 2, the closest IKEA to us is not in Helsinki. It's across the archipelago. I guess people still would consider it's basically another town. All right. It's not Helsinki anymore. So it's another town over. So it's just easy if we get it delivered, and super duper easy. Plus, when I lived in Adelaide, we went to IKEA in person all the time, so I know what IKEA stuff looks like, to be honest. Because we didn't live as far away from the IKEA in my old town. Alright. So then I also, after IKEA delivery, I did some working on that custom, I think. Then we did some proper meal prep. I think our first meal prep, I don't know, I'd have to look it up. If you're interested in what my meal prep meals are, let me know in the comments and I can talk about it in another video with some list of what I did. Or I can just let you know. But we did a lot of different stuff. I was mainly looking them up on Instagram, and there's a lot of protein and blah blah meals. So we do a Mexican chicken, so it's just we air fried some chicken, and then we had made some rice, and then we put a street corn recipe on the side as well. So that kind of thing. And we always made sure to put in some broccoli and some green beans as our main vegetables to add to that, and yeah, it's been really fun. And then for a few weeks recently we did a bunch of bibimbaps. They were so good. Bibimbap is a really good meal prep to do. But it does take a bit longer to meal prep the very first time. It gets much easier and faster the more times you repeat it. But this is our first proper meal prep with our glass containers. We watched some Twilight Zone this day, and then I finished the book. It is a YA middle grade book, so they don't take very long to read. Alright, on Saturday, we are marking laundry again. Some more laundry first thing. And then I played some more Animal Crossing. A lot of sticker bits are flying up at me right now. Just these like little bits here. Look at this, the page. They're all flinging off at me. Played some Animal Crossing. I don't think I played too much, so I'll put that down there. And I'll use this box for Animal Crossing. And then I did some more journaling. Obviously working on my January art journal. The first lot of the month, I really did keep up with journaling in the morning, but life got busy, you know? So I had to make it up later on. And then, what have we got here? Oh, more cleaning. So on this day, we cleaned out our pantry, and we literally went through every shelf in the pantry, took everything out, cleaned the whole inside of the shelves, went through every single product, every single item, and cleaned out the pantry nicely and reorganized it too. We changed some of where some things were and had a good cleanup. So we cleaned the kitchen, we defrosted the freezer, we cleaned the fridge, and we cleaned the pantry this week. We were really food-wise, and then we started meal prepping. So food-wise, we were really getting prepared for the year ahead, which has been great. So then I had to put this on a little thing because that's the way it fit. We got pizza from this place called Uno, and it's like a pizza. A pinza pizza. That's it. Pinza. Pinza pizza. So it's like a different kind of dough. And we watched the movie Wake Up Dead Man, which I really, really enjoyed. Loved it. Gave it 5 stars. Probably my favorite Night Out film. Even though I love the first one, this one just had everything for me, especially like the church stuff. So I love the aesthetic of that. So Wake Up Dead Man, really good. And then I started my first, I guess, proper book, not a reread of the year, which was City of Lost Chances by Adrian Tchaikovsky, which you've been watching my reading journal stuff. That was my favorite book of January. So good, 5 stars. Love it. Highly recommend it. As a different kind of fantasy, yeah, I've been really enjoying it. City of Lost Chances, it's kind of like a fantasy Les Mis, if you're interested in that. It's like a student rebellion, there's a city under occupation, and there's like gods and demons and curses and a magic forest grove with another dimension. It's all really cool. I'm loving this series so much. Like I've read 3 books of it now, and they're all 5 stars. So I'm happy. City of Lost Chances, all written in. Then Sunday, we are starting off with some Animal Crossing. Some Animal Crossing. And then I did a voiceover. I probably did my January reading journal video during this journaling time. So I did a voiceover for that. And then I did some more filming. So let me put these in here. I get that written in. I was busy in this first week, gosh. Okay. And then I'm going to put this box at the bottom. I love the way this fireworks pattern came out. I had a lot of fun really experimenting with this pattern. I did a lot of just like painterly stuff with the fireworks instead of doing them, I guess, like I normally would, which is like, I don't know, more real fireworks. And this is all hand painted, and had a lot of fun with lots of different layers and brushes. So this day we're watching more Twilight Zone. We got Thai food for dinner, Zap Isan. And then we also got back into rewatching One Piece anime. And then, of course, I was reading The City of Lost Chances at 9. Alright, and that is the second half of the first week of 2026 all done. Let me get her into the planner and then we'll show off the spread and I'll show you how I decorated my planner dashboards. Alright, here is the spread all up. After this, I'm not going to film it, but I will include a lot of these deco stickers throughout just because it is New Year's Eve week and I want to make it extra sparkly and pretty, but this is how she turned out and she's so pretty. I love it. It's the perfect week, I feel like. The perfect spread for the first week and it just turned out to be so me. Especially after Nikki affected like what I'm really interested in. I really loved getting back to like fairies and stuff, which I haven't done in a long time really. So love the way the colors came out and the spread. But I'll show you what I've done in this planner. So I'd already decorated these like the other year. These are pre-decorated, both of the ones I'm using this year. I'll show you both. I've put 6 months in each one. These are print pressions binders and I'm sorry but they are closed. But I have these so I'm going to use them. So the first front I just have a vellum here from SPC with clouds. And then as I said, I got the all dolled up Cyber Monday Mystery, the junk journal kit and the reading journal kit. I got all plus the ultimate kit all together in the Cyber Monday Mystery. And the junk journal kit and the reading journal kit both came with 2026 stickers. So I thought that'd be perfect because now I can mark them in both halves of the planner. So this first dashboard here is just 2026 because it does have an opening page in the inserts from OkPlans. And I just put down one of the papers. We ended up having 2 papers. So the first one is here with some of the deco in 2026. I will say I still haven't bought scripts to put the months on the tabs. I went through my own ones, but I don't have a full matching set in terms of font. I don't even have a matching set for like one set, 1 6 month and the other 6 month. So I still have to order those. But we do have the dashboards decorated. It's not as like over the top as the front, but you'll see how I put it out. So in the 2 kits together, you got, and this is the old style kit, not the new ones, but you got 2, like 1 ransom sheet, letter sheet on each one. So I actually went through first and made sure that I could do all the months with the 2 ransom sheets. So I was able to make all 3 months with the 3 letters. So that's why I decided to go ahead and do this. So we got January with just a collection of like deco, washi strips and cuts and corners and pieces from the junk journal. We have February. We have March. I really love the way the Polaroid looks with the pearls. We have April. We have May. And we have June. So I was able to get those all done. And then I was able to get the next 6 months done as well. This is already decorated too from previous times. So I have a acetate with stars here also from SPC. And then we have the other paper here, and this is also the tab for July. So I have 2026 and then July here as well. That's July. Then we have August. So I kind of ran out of the torn corners and pieces, so I started using the washi strips and borders. So we have August. We have September. This one also had a Hobonichi page, so I used a bit of that as well in here. We have October. I had a leftover tea, so I decided I wanted to use it on September. It looks better than Sep to me. We have October. We have November. And then I did the big arch sticker on December because, you know, it's December, it's the end of the year, it's holiday time, so that is December there. So I was really, really happy I was able to decorate both of those, and I had enough left over from those two kits to decorate a page that I need to decorate in my reading journal. So I had just enough scripts to put Nikki playlist here. I'd used up all my A's, so I used an exclamation mark for the A instead. I feel like it still worked. But I had a Hobonichi strip here, and I had some more watercolor bits and some more deco. So I also decorated this page in my reading journal, and I'm really happy how it came out. I like how I layered the girl over here. And yeah, so I got a lot of use out of those two kits for that all dolled up art. And I really like the way it's all going. I just need to get, the scripts for the monthly. I also don't have monthly kits planned at this point. I have been looking at PlannerFace, and I'm thinking I might do PlannerFace this year. So I need to go and look at her shop for the monthlies, but we'll see. But otherwise, yeah, that's everything decorated and it's coming together. But yeah, I will add some deco pieces in here, especially around the thing. You would have also noticed I only used work scripts from the bundle, and I wrote everything else. I've decided I'll probably just do that for this year, and I won't be bringing in any other script stickers, just the ones from the foil bundle. And if I don't have ones from the foil bundle, especially for work, I will just write it out. I don't know, that's how I feel like I'm going at the moment. We'll see how it goes. I'm kind of liking having the more, like, just my font in here, you know, my natural font, even though it's not the best handwriting. Although I did try a bit harder for this first week, and hopefully I can keep that up and have a bit neater handwriting. But that is everything for this first plan with me for 2026. I hope you enjoyed, and there will definitely be more. I've already done the bases and collecting the stickers for the rest of January, so I'm just going to keep going. So you'll be seeing a lot of plan with me. So hopefully we'll actually be starting on Feb this month. So we might even get to catch up, we'll see. Although it's kind of working out to be a bit behind because I just ordered a kit that I'm using for this week in April. So, and I'm not going to get that for a while. So it's probably better to stay behind. But that is everything for this plan with me. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know what you thought about the my planner, this spread. Let me know how your New Year's Eve went. I'd love to know what you did. We obviously didn't do much. We had hot dogs, watched Twilight Zone, Fallout, and then watched the Animal Crossing Countdown. And then I was working. But and we were working on meal prepping and cleaning, and it was a really great week. So hopefully you had a good week as well on New Year's, but let me know what you did. But otherwise, leave me down below a bunch of fairies and stars and sparkles emojis, just to let me know you watched and enjoyed. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I love you. Bye-bye.